special light. Are you being looked after okay here?
Oh yeah, too much.
Jai Om Vishwabhat Om Sarvani Gopal
Jai. Jai.
ISKCON Kerala Yatra.
Jai.
All glory.
Hare Krishna.
Always, always Sri Guru. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Welcome to the Srimad Bhagavatam class. We started a little late, but it's going to be a short class. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 The chapter is called The Behavior of a Perfect Person. Second to seventh chapter 13, text 31. We were lecturing on this chapter in Vancouver for a week, so we just continuing.
What canto and verse, sir?
7th canto, chapter 13, text 31. Adhyadvikadipir. What is on the board? No. Yes. No, it's okay. It's okay. All of you have smartphones? You're putting it or should I proceed?
I'm putting it. 7, 13, 13.
Just go ahead. Huh?
Go ahead, Mark. Go ahead.
Adhyadvika adibhi.
Adhyadmika Adivir.
Adhyadvika adidevik and adibodhik.
Adhyadmika.
By a threefold. Four meaning translation. Take the mic. You have a cordless mic? Okay.
Adhyatmika Adibhi, Adhyatmika Adidaivika, and Adhyatmika.
Translation. Materialistic activities,
What does the word mean?
Adhyatmika Adibhi, Adhyatmika, Adidaivika, and Adibhautika Dukhai, by the threefold miseries of material life. Abhimuktasya, of one who is not free from such miserable conditions. Karachit, sometimes. Mratyasya, of the living entity subjected to death. Kritsha upnatai, things obtained because of severe miseries. Arthai, even if some benefit is derived. Kamai, which can fulfill one's material desires. Kriyata, what do they do? Kim, and what is the value of such happiness? Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Materialistic activities are always mixed with three kinds of miserable conditions: Adhyatmika, Adidaivika, and Adibhautika. Therefore, even if one achieves some success by performing such activities, what is the benefit of this success? One is still subjected to birth, death, old age, disease, and reactions of his fruitive activities. Please repeat responsibility. Materialistic activities are always mixed with three kinds of miserable conditions. Adhyatmika, Adidaivika, and Adibhautika. Therefore, even if one achieves some success by performing such activities, what is the benefit of this success? One is still subjected to birth, death, old age, disease, and the reaction of his fruitive activities. Purport. According to the materialistic way of life, it's perfect. It's a perfect. According to the materialistic way of life, if a poor man, after laboring very, very hard, gets some material profit, at the end of his life, he is considered a success, even though he again dies while suffering the threefold miseries: Adhyatmika, Adidaivika, Adibhautika. No one can escape the threefold miseries of materialistic life, namely miseries pertaining to the body and mind, miseries pertaining to the difficulties imposed by society, community, nation, and other living entities, and miseries inflicted upon us by natural disturbances from earthquakes, famines, droughts, floods, epidemics, and so on. If one works very hard, suffering the threefold miseries, and then is successful in getting some small benefit, what is the value of this benefit? Besides that, even if a karmi is successful in accumulating some material wealth, he still cannot enjoy it, for he must die and be bereavement. I have even seen a dying man begging a medical attendant to increase his life by 4 years so that he could complete his material plans. Of course, the medical man was unsuccessful in expanding the life of the man, who therefore died in great bereavement. Everyone must die in this way, and after one's mental condition is taken into account by the laws of material nature, he is given another chance to fulfill his desire in a different body. Material plans for material happiness have no value, but under the spell of illusory energy, we consider them extremely valuable. There were many politicians, social reformers, and philosophers who died very miserably without deriving any practical value for their material plans. Therefore, a sane and sensible man never desires to work hard under the conditions of threefold miseries, only to die in disappointment.
Om Jnanatimandasya Jnananjana Shakya
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah.
Shri Chaitanya Manovisam Sarvadamina Bhutale Bhakalamayam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shivasadi Gaurabhakta
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Dhyan Nikanta Vedukaya Avimukta Sakarcha Mariya Sasya Krishna Panate Ante Kame Kriyatake. So in this 13th chapter, we are getting very valuable advice. Actually, the whole Bhagavatam we are getting advice. The same message gets repeated in different forms by different sages. In this 13th chapter we see the Prahlad Maharaj, as you know, was fortunate enough to receive spiritual knowledge when he was in the womb of his mother from the great sage Narada. He was enlightened from the beginning. But Prahlad Maharaj also is seeking guidance and knowledge from another great sage. Prahlad Maharaj was touring the planet to see the character of a saintly person, and he came across a sage who was lying down like a python. And Prahlad Maharaj asked him various questions. So in this chapter, the sage who was lying down like a python is giving Prahlad Maharaj valuable message, which in reality is meant for all of us. In this chapter, Prahlad Maharaj, the sage, has already stated that the human form of life offers one an opportunity to either get promoted to the heavenly planets, or realize a human birth, or realize a birth in the lower species of life, or with the fourth alternative,
Free ourselves.
go back to Godhead. Depending on how you act. You act and engage in sinful activities, you can go to lower species. You go some type of pious activity, at least you can get a human birth. If you perform more pious activities, you can go to the heavenly planets. And if you completely surrender to the Lord, which is the conclusion of the scriptures, then you can go back to God. It all depends how we use the human life. Further than that, the sage said, real happiness is spiritual happiness. So this theme is being presented in these verses. Real happiness is spiritual happiness. And the sage has said that this is real happiness is spiritual happiness. And material happiness is very, very temporary. And the sage also said, a deer may be standing next to a well with his grass, his water underneath, but grass on the top. And the deer doesn't know what is right there. He goes searching for water and he dies. So the sage is saying, you can be happy by following spiritual activities. So the sage is continuing to instruct us on the same theme. Here he is saying, materialistic activities always mixed with three kinds of miserable conditions: Adhyatmika, Adhyademic, and Adhibhautik. Therefore, even if one achieves some success by performing such activities, what is the benefit of this success? One is still subjected to birth, death, disease, and the reaction of a fruitive activity. So the sage is pointing out that it doesn't matter how much material success you obtain, you can't escape the sevenfold miseries of life. Actually, there's sevenfold. Birth, death, disease, old age. Birth is a very painful process. The child always comes out of the mother's womb crying. You can get full knowledge on this topic in the third canto of the Bhagavatam. Doesn't matter how rich you are, how influential you are, how powerful you are. Old age is painful to everyone. Nobody likes old age. If some insurance company was selling a program to avoid old age, everyone would buy it. Then disease. Nobody likes disease. Does anyone like disease? The only ones like disease are the doctors and the pharmaceutical manufacturers. If there's no disease, the stocks will go down. And the hospital. But by and large, nobody likes disease. And then, these miseries are unavoidable. And this point has been made several times before, that in material life, you can never really obtain real happiness. That's simply an illusion to think that you can find real happiness in material life. So birth, disease, old age don't spare anyone. But just these four, it may not have been such a bad bargain. But in addition to these four, what else do you have? You have miseries caused by the mind. The mind is the source of so many miseries. You see, someone has a facility that you don't have. The mind tells you, you're so useless. Look at this person. You could become jealous. You see a nice product being advertised, promoted. You want to buy it, but your pocket can't afford it. And the mind again bothers you. Something happens to a relative or a friend, the mind again bothers you. Oh, he passed away. Then there's material nature. Drought, earthquakes, hurricanes, floods. This is very common thing. One historian did a survey, and I remember reading an article a few years ago where he showed that the frequency of disasters now in this age is far more than previously. Previously a major disaster would happen, maybe one in 20, 25 years. Now it happens very, very regularly. So these disasters. And then other living entities troubling us. So what the scriptures are saying, and what is being said here, materialistic activities will never give you real happiness because of the sevenfold meaning of life. What is the sage saying? The sage is saying, if you want real happiness, you have to pursue a spiritual path. If you want real happiness, you only want to live with a spiritual path. Prahlad Maharaj stays in the Bhagavatam. Nate vidam swartagatim Vishnu. People do not know how real happiness can be found. The power of illusion is to make the false appear to be real and the real appear to be false. What is false? This understanding that if I get material success, I will be happy. And Prabhupada was once watching somebody surfing, and he said, there is another material life that can end at any moment. So, Prahlad Maharaj says, people do not know how real happiness can be found. If you want real happiness, then this is the path. in material life, you always want the real thing. So the real thing is spiritual life. So due to ignorance, we engage in a variety of material activities. And even though we are experiencing the suffering, we are still hoping I can find happiness. So the scriptures are explaining. If you read this chapter, you will see the sages explaining again and again how you can't find any real happiness by material efforts. And the sages also explain how by being addicted to different senses, maybe in the Bhagavatam we see how the fish is very attracted to the bait the fisherman puts. He tells the fish to eat that, and the fish gets trapped. The bee goes to flower to find the right fragrance, smells it, and gets trapped. The he-elephant is made to follow the she-elephant. And while following the she-elephant, in a ditch, he falls in a ditch and he gets caught. The deer is a very hard animal to capture. The cunning hunter plays a particular melody. The deer stops to hear, and when he stops, what happens? The hunter shoots him. Then the moth is very attracted to light. The moth sees the light, says, "Oh, this is what I was waiting for." Goes towards the light, and he gets burned. So, the examples are given to show how, if we get addicted to our senses, how we can also meet our end. Unfortunately, society today is so deep-rooted in illusion that even when you tell them nicely, show them the reality, they still think, I'll find a solution. So, punah charvita chavanaha. Simply chewing the chewed. We've tried everything, we think the next endeavor is going to give me happiness. In India, there's a telephone company called Reliance. Some of you might be knowing. So they have a new package that they've had for a few years. They're offering you a telephone plan in which you have access to all 1 crore movie songs. I don't know, a few thousand movies. And name it and it's there. Shows, TV shows, etc. And people are thinking, oh, what a good deal. I can watch thousands of movies. I can hear so many songs. But they don't realize, even if they have access to all these movies, still they won't get real benefit. You know, a few years ago, 2 years ago, in the state of Bihar, a lot of students failed the high school exam. So the government was very surprised, such a high percentage of failure. So they did a survey to find out what was the cause. And they found that too many people were watching these free movies and so on, and they didn't have time to study. So, Prahlad Maharaj says, simply chewing the chewed. That is material life. I've tried everything once, twice, thrice, 4 times. It didn't give me happiness. But I think the next effort is going to give me happiness. So this knowledge as to what is the right activity is there in the scripture. And the sages clearly say that material activities, which was one? Sages clearly say the material activities cannot give you real happiness. The Srimad Bhagavatam and the Bhagavad Gita are sources of knowledge. There are two types of knowledge: material knowledge and spiritual knowledge. We don't say one should not cultivate material knowledge. Please cultivate material knowledge, no problem. You have 1 PhD, 2 PhD. Along with that, one must cultivate spiritual knowledge. You know, often you go to a doctor, he talks about leading a balanced life, a balanced diet. So a balanced life is where you're pursuing material activities and spiritual activities also. If we don't cultivate spiritual knowledge, then that is very, very unfortunate. Athata Brahma Jigyasa. Now you've got this. Hey, human birth, don't misuse it. So material activities always enable you to be influenced by the sevenfold misery. Therefore Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, the two characteristics of material existence. What are they? Dukhanayam. There is nothing but misery. Everything is temporary. We would like everything to be permanent. It's not going to be permanent. So human life offers us a chance, as the sage has said, to either be elevated or demoted. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains, Amandam Brahmadam Kunam Bhagavanaji, Guru Krishna Kripa Pai, Bhakti Ratavi. After going through many, many births and deaths, is he the fortunate soul who received the seed of Bhakti. So we are very fortunate in that we've all got connected to Prabhupada's ISKCON movement that is giving us the knowledge of pure devotional service. But just having this knowledge is not enough. As Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained, this seed has to be watered. Just like you may have a very beautiful garden, you may plant the seed, but unless you water the seed will not grow. So this knowledge that I must, this knowledge that I should engage in devotional service, this knowledge has to grow. This knowledge needs to get consolidated. And the path is Shravanam and Kirtanam. As we chant and hear, this devotional plant will grow. Devotional plant will grow, but we also have to be careful that we don't become proud. Sometimes we become proud. I'm such a great devotee. The unwanted weeds grow. And when the unwanted weeds grow, then the growth of the devotional plant gets checked. So the unwanted weeds should be removed. How do you identify the unwanted weeds? You become proud, arrogant, with the help of other Vaishnavas. Therefore, sadhu sangha is a must. If we are in devotee association, if we are associating with advanced devotees, if we are associating with those who are seniors, then you will also get knowledge how to correct these discrepancies. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained, the garden is very beautiful, but this beautiful garden can be ruined by what? By a man-elephant walking in. And man-elephant means by offensive, aparadha. The scriptures talk again and again about the importance of avoiding offensive. In the 5th canto you read about the story of Jad Bharat. Jad Bharat in his previous birth was a deer, and prior to that he was King Bharat, ruled over the planet, and people were so happy, all facilities were there. The whole planet was known as Bharatvarsha. So, this king ruled over the planet, and after some time, he retired, went to the forest to practice meditation. There in the forest he saw a she deer being chased by a lion. She was pregnant. She was running to save herself from the lion. Nobody likes being next to a lion. And she was very violent, running. The child in her womb fell out, and she died. The king thought this was the will of the Lord. He started taking care of the child. And he got excessively attached. And one day when the deer was out of sight, while searching, he died. So he had to take his birth in the body of a deer. But he didn't have to stay for long in that. He took his birth in the family of a Brahmin. And he was known as Jad Bharat. Being aware of what had happened, he pretended in society as if it was happened now. He was determined, now I'm not going to repeat a mistake I did. As they say in English, once bitten, twice shy. So he was determined. And now I'm not going to repeat the same mistake. So he acted in society as if he was deaf and dumb. People would make fun of him. He would tolerate it. He was a king called King of Bhuvana. He was a king, but at the same time he was a great devotee of the Lord. He was headed to hear spiritual discourse. And he was getting late. So he told his palanquin carriers, in the old days, the monarchy would be carried in a palanquin. Just like these days you drive a Mercedes car, the very rich elite of society would be carried in a palanquin. So the king wanted to hurry up to hear the discourse. So the other palanquin carriers saw the Jad Bharat, tall, sturdy, broad shoulders. He said, "Come, help carry the king." Jad Bharat joined the team. But unlike the others, he was very cautious. He would not place his feet on the ground till he made sure that there was no living entity there. And as a result, the palanquin, instead of speeding up, became slow. The king got very upset. "Why are you going so slow? I told you to go fast." The other palanquin carrier said, "Sir, it's not our fault. This new person that we added to our team is slowing us down." So King Rahugana began to chastise. "Jad Bharat, you know who I am." Jad Bharat initially tolerated the chastisement. When he saw that the king was getting too offensive, he began to speak. And when he spoke like a lion. And the king realized, this person is not ordinary. He's self-realized soul. He realized he had made an offense in criticizing him. So he got down from his palanquin, offered obeisance and said, I'm not scared of Indra's thunderbolt, but I'm more scared of offending a Vaishnava. So Lord Chaitanya said, on the devotional path, one should be very careful and we avoid offenses. And this is called the mad elephant offense. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, you read the story. Lord Chaitanya started his Sampradaya movement in the house of Srivas. They used to perform very ecstatic kirtan. All of the Lord's associates would come there. So there was one Brahmin who was very envious of Srivas getting so much honor. He was saying, Srivas is getting so much honor. Lord Chaitanya and his associates are coming and dancing every day in his house. So he made an evil plan to defame Shiva. What did he do?
Of Durga Devi dit que
He took paraphernalia, liquor, meat, and placed it in front of Shiva's door. In the morning when Shiva opened the house, door of his house, he saw all this paraphernalia. He said, neighbors, I was misleading all of you, cheating all of you. I'm actually a devotee of Durga. Here's the proof. Nobody believed it. They took cow's urine and cleaned the whole place. What happened to this Brahmin? He got hit with leprosy. His whole body was full of boils, pus. And it was so painful. 3 days after he did it, it was so painful that he had to leave the town and go to a remote place in a village. He approached Lord Chaitanya and said, please forgive me. Lord said, no, you should suffer for thousands of years for being offensive, envious of an exalted devotee like Shiva. He went on suffering and suffering. After the Lord took sannyas, he came back and he was going to the Ganga. This Brahmana came and approached him. Please forgive me. The Lord said, I can't forgive you, but Shiva can. So he begged forgiveness from Shiva and he was forgiven. So Lord Chaitanya said, on the devotional path, you develop this beautiful garden through the process of chanting and hearing. And as the unwanted weeds develop, you pluck the unwanted weeds. I'm getting proud. I'm such a great devotee. I'm holding such a powerful position. But those unwanted weeds cannot be identified by myself. It's not that you go and stand in front of a mirror. Oh, the unwanted weed is away. We need to hear from others. We should have the ability to hear from others. As you know, humility is highly recommended in the scriptures. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said, Tinadapi Surichina Tarorapi Sajna Manina Manandana Kitnandi. If we want to chant the holy names, which is why we are here, there's no secret. You come to the ISKCON movement, it means you must chant the holy name. It's not that we have a hidden agenda. Our agenda is very clear. Chant the holy name. But chanting the holy name can be better executed in a humble frame of mind. Thakur Bhaktivinoda gave us the Sharanagati prayers. And that's what Bhaktivinoda Thakur said. Chant the holy names attentively, and that will help you control the mind. So, humility is a very important virtue. Last time we gave an example of King Prataputra. Lord Chaitanya, when he saw him in that humble mood of sweeping the floor, he was very pleased, and he gave him special vision. So, humility is one of the 6 principles of Sharanagati. And humility means, I'm ready to be directed, I'm ready to be corrected, I'm ready to be guided. In Kali Yuga, we don't want guidance. We think, I know everything, don't tell me. We don't want to be corrected. The moment someone's corrected, they say, oh, he's envious of me. That's why he's correcting me. But even if he's envious, if he's telling you something good, take advantage of it. Chanakya Pandit said, you can take gold even from stool. You know, in the back of God, the Bhagavatam is in the middle. Have you noticed that? In the last 20 years, there's a section of the Bhagavatam also. This advice was given to Prabhupada by one of our life members from Bombay. He said, why didn't you insert the Bhagavatam in the Bhagavatam? The Bhagavatam realized it. That was a good idea. Before Prabhupada went to the West, when he started his preaching, he was publishing a Bhakti-Godin magazine. Very simple tale, 4-page or 8 pages. And Prabhupada was personally going and distributing it in the libraries. So he went to one library and the librarian said, Swamiji, you bring out this magazine every month, but magazines people read and throw away. Why don't you concentrate on books? Prabhupada thought this was an inspiration from Krishna. And he started focusing then on the book. The point is, humility means I'm ready to take guidance, ready to be corrected. And then the unwanted ways should be plucked out with the help of Vaishnavas. And all the devotional path, we should be cautious to avoid offenses. Offenses don't spare anyone, whether you're a big devotee or junior devotee. One should not think, I'm a very serious devotee, nothing can touch me. Lord Chaitanya gave an example on this point. Lord Chaitanya's mother, Sachimata, had a certain degree of anger in Advaitacharya. Advaitacharya is the incarnation of Mahavishnu. And Sachimata would think, my oldest are left home because of Advaitacharya's influence. And my youngest is also taking sannyas because of his influence. And the devotees would tell Lord Chaitanya, you're so merciful, so magnanimous, you're bestowing your mercy on everyone. Why don't you bestow your mercy on your mother also? And the Lord would say, my mother has offended. What was her offense? She had an element of anger against Advaitacharya. So, and when devotees would go to Advaitacharya and say, the Lord said, the Sachimata has offended you, he would say, how is this possible? She is mother of the Supreme Lord. How can she offend me? But that was Advaitacharya's humility. So Sachimata knew that her son is not happy with her harsh behavior, thoughts towards Advaitacharya. So one day when Advaita was offering obeisances to the Lord. Sachi Mata came from behind, took the dust from her feet, took the dust from the Lord's feet and touched it on her forehead. And the Lord saw that. And the Lord said, now my mother will dwell in the love of God. So the Lord gave us the example that even his mother has to be cautious so that Vaishnava offenses are avoided. So for the devotional garden to develop, this tree we should make sure we avoid offenses. And if we do so, the tree will continue to grow and produce a fruit. And what is that fruit called? Love of God. So, on the devotional path, you can experience real happiness. And materialistic endeavors may give you some happiness, but they are short-lived. Now someone may say, birth and disease, old age. Don't they apply to devotees also? Do they? No. Do devotees get old?
Yes.
Do they ever see a doctor?
Yes.
Do they die?
Yes.
Are they also touched by the threefold misery? Threefold misery is to some degree, but hopefully not to a great degree. So, then someone will say, so what are you arguing? What are you telling us? Devotee knows the cause of the suffering. He knows the cure. The materialist doesn't recognize that there is suffering. And even if he recognizes there is suffering, he doesn't know the cure. The devotee knows birth and disease always won't spare anyone, whether you're a Paramahansa or a neophyte. But one is on the spiritual path. He knows these tragedies will come, and he knows the solution. What does Krishna say? Sarva dhamma paritaja mam ekam shranam tvam sarva papaka mokshami. Give up all varieties of religions and surrender to me, I'll protect you. That doesn't mean give up Islam, give up Judaism, give up Christianity, and become a Vaishnava. No. What this means is, with your body, mind, senses, fully engaged in service to me. And if you're fully engaged in service to me, then you have nothing to fear. Mahasutyaho. To the body, you can serve the Lord or forget the Lord. To the body and the senses, you can serve the Lord. Serve the Brahmana. To the tongue, we chant the holy names. We speak words that are truthful. We speak the truth in a palatable manner. Through the medium of the mind, we think about the Lord. We believe in simplicity. We are meditating on the form of the Lord. So, when Krishna says Sarvadhamma Pradanya, what it really means is offer your body, mind, and wani, tongue. Use it in service of the Lord. That is perfection. And then Krishna says, I'll protect you. Sometimes we say, it's okay. Sometimes we think, we doubt. Is it really true that Krishna is going to protect us? Yes, he will. Why are people flocking to buy from Amazon? Someone will say, oh, good prices. Okay, that's part of the reason. Convenience. You don't have to go to the store. You can escape the traffic. But the real reason also is a money back guarantee, 30 to 40 days. Some people use the product and then sell it back. So, when you have $100 bill, you know, you can cash it anywhere. You get a change. When Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, think of me, bow down to me, become my devotee, and you'll definitely return to me without. The Krishna says, Saradhanam Prataja Pita. That is the power of illusion. So being in association with devotees is a must if you want to make spiritual advancement. So to summarize this verse, the sage is pointing out that materialistic activities are always influenced by miserable conditions. Adhyatmika, Adidevika, and Adibhotika. Mind, material nature, and other living entities. And then what that is all that. So one who is intelligent pursues spiritual happiness, pursues happiness through a spiritual path. Pursuing happiness through a spiritual path doesn't mean you can't marry, you can't do a job, you can't do business. Sure you can, according to religious duties. In the 7th canto, now the Muni also explains how does one live in the Grihastha ashram. Now the Muni explains how does one live in the Sannyasa ashram. How does one live in the Brahmacharya ashram. The scriptures give us guidance how to live in every ashram. So we should take the advice of the scriptures, and we need to regularly read the scriptures to reinforce our understanding. The power of illusion is such, you hear it today, you go on the streets, you will forget what you heard. So we need to hear on a regular basis, we need to hear it again and again. Prabhupada in the Bhagavad Gita says, repetition is necessary to drive the point home. So we need to hear again and again. In the material world you see one product is advertised again and again. You see apples ads everywhere, or only see one ad. Everyone knows there's an Apple brand, but they're reminding you again and again. So we can't afford to put slogans in TV and billboards, chant Hare Krishna, be happy. We can't afford it. But by reading, hearing, we're getting reminded. So let's pursue this path. And in the Bhagavatam, we see the sage giving advice. The same advice is getting repeated in all the cantos in different ways. So hearing is important for pursuing spiritual life. And the chanting of the holy name is the key activity for developing love of God and for experiencing real happiness. So we should chant the holy name attentively, and that will help us to make spiritual advancement. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Any questions? Yes, sir.
Prabhu, what
It's okay, they call Prabhu.
Maharaj, what
No,
can
Prabhu is okay. Yeah. Yeah.
what can I do so that my daughter become a Krishna devotee? Is there anything I can do for her to become a Krishna devotee?
I'm assuming that you are a Krishna devotee. So, just try. How old is she?
She is 1 month old today.
You have a long way to go. Don't worry. Just play the Hare Krishna melody. Okay, any more questions?
I have a comment, Maharaj, like you mentioned about the threefold miseries
The verse is mentioned, yeah.
in the Bhagavatam, right? The threefold miseries. I heard it symbolizes a trident, the Trishul, that's Lord Shiva and Mother Durga house. That's what it symbolizes.
I know what Prabhupada said.
Does it symbolize the three kind of threefold bending Krishna has?
I don't want to speculate in Prabhupada books. Including this one, it says that people miseries of material life. What we've always heard, people miseries are miseries because of the mind, material nature, and other entities.
Or in other words, what is the significance of the bending shape of Krishna? Threefold bending of Krishna.
I don't know. In Prabhupada books you don't read about. He doesn't explain. But nowhere does he say that he won't believe this or whatever. My advice is, we don't speculate. Whatever Prabhupada's given, we should accept that. And once you start speculating, there's no end to it.
But anyway, in the Bhagavatam Mahatmyam, the very first shloka talks about Tapatraya Vinashaya Sri Krishnaya Vayam Namaha. So he destroys the threefold miseries. That's what it says in the very first
If you add the word Hari, Hari means you destroy all evil things. All you chant the name of the Lord, you're destroying.
You also mentioned, Maharaj, humility is very, very important for advancement in spiritual life. What about honesty and sincerity? It follows from there?
One of the tragedies or virtues of Kali Yuga is everyone feels I am the most sincere, I am the most honest, I am God's gift to humanity. All virtues are in me, and all evils are in the other person. Almost everyone in every part of the world has an understanding. So we don't say honesty, sincerity is very important. But you don't judge that. You don't say I'm the most honest person, I'm the most sincere person. If the other Vaishnavas say that and give you their assessment. Because if we were to assess ourselves, we would all give ourselves plus points. Because nobody really believes he has any weak points. And the moment the weak points are pointed out, we get branded. Envy, jealousy. So humility means that I'm ready to be corrected and ready to be directed. Lord Chaitanya, when Prakashananda Saraswati and others were criticizing him, he's a sannyasi, Kumar Sampradaya, and he doesn't mix with us. So he was brought to the assembly. And the Lord said, my spiritual master considered me to be a fool. He said, this is only capable of just chanting Hare Krishna, nothing else. So, I'm not so, someone may be sincere and honest, but let the others judge that. Isn't it? Any other question? And to run a big institution, we have to have the mood of working cooperatively with others. One may be a whiz, one may be very intelligent, but if he's not a team player, it doesn't mean much. You know, these corporations, when they hire people, or when they promote people, they may have people who are excellent in their ability. If someone's not a team player, then he doesn't move up the ladder. So we also have to be a team player. We must learn to cooperate and work with other devotees. And that requires humility. Because if everybody is going to state, I'm right, you're wrong, then there'll never be coherence. In the Bhagavatam, the Lord told the Prachetas, I'm very pleased by all of you, because all your brothers have one occupation, devotional service. So they will ask me many things they want. So it's important the devotional service be executed by incorporation. Okay, anything else? Oh, okay.
Hare Krishna, thank you, Maharaj, for this nice class. So you were speaking about how it's very important to be humble when we're giving guidance. So at what
We should be
point...
willing to take guidance.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to give guidance,
Oh, sorry.
but not take.
So I'm just wondering at
Like
what...
some people will go to the Bhagavad. Some people have a principle. Only they'll go to the temple to give a Bhagavatam class, but they'll never hear a class. Yeah. So we should be willing to take guidance. Yeah.
Actually, I got mixed up. So I was wondering at what point do we give guidance? When I was in Vancouver, I saw one devotee and they were chanting their rounds and they were laying down doing it. And so that's not our process. We're supposed to sit up, and so I didn't know, should I correct them? At what point do we take that role on that we're supposed to guide them?
Well, Krishna says one of the austerities of the tongue is to speak words that are truthful but sweetly. So you can in a very humble mood say, I know you're very advanced, but lying down and chanting a japa, well, you can lie down and chant, but the question is only doing a japa lying down. One can chant in any situation. But if we want to do a japa, we should do it attentively. You can't tell people you can't lie down and chant. Sure they can chant. But you should find out what are they doing. Okay? So thank you very much.